I left my ex for better and he is the one with a better life. So I, F31, met my ex, M28, while we were at a party around 5 years ago. We weren't good for each other. We were both addicts. He was a drug addict and I was an alcoholic. We just fed into each other's addictions. We would cheat on each other, drink, party and do drugs. About 2 years into our relationship, I got pregnant. He understandably asked for a paternity test and the baby was his. 9 months later, we had our baby girl. Understandably, due to the stress of being a new dad, he drank a lot of did drugs. So regrettably I left to be with another man I met online. This was a wake-up call for my ex and he decided to get sober. Ever since then we've managed to make a great perfect co-parenting schedule. I know it may not work for everyone but it really works for us. He is an amazing guy and somehow an even better father. It was perfect for around 3 years. Unfortunately my relationship fell apart. I won't go into detail because honestly it's still very traumatic and he wasn't a good environment for my daughter to grow around. So I called it quits. During this time, he met his now wife, Romy, F23, while she was working her way through college as a hostess at his restaurant. Please don't comment on their age difference because yes I do feel insecure and jealous of how young she is but I don't want to hear people shame my ex or even shame her. My ex and I also have an age difference and it'd be hypocritical of me to judge him. I first met her, she was so kind and lovely. During that dinner I hate myself for this but I kept looking for one flaw on her. She was pretty, kind and so mature and successful for her age. She makes twice the amount my ex and I make combined. I don't stand a leg against her. She is model pretty and I'm not even exaggerating. My ex and I work at the same restaurant. I remember how the other guys at the place would try to flirt with her, try to ask her out. It wasn't even just the employees, it was everyone who lays their eyes on her. She has a perfect body but she is honestly very modest. Before my ex, she didn't so much as held hands with another guy. She was saving herself for marriage. Even our daughter likes Romy more than me. I don't blame her either. Of course I would never ask her that because I just find that toxic and I'm glad my ex found someone who is sweet and a good mother. Yes I am aware that she is a stepmother but she deserves the title of mother. She is amazing. She is perfect and I couldn't be happier for my daughter and my ex. The worst part? I can't help but feel so insecure and jealous of Romy. She's worked hard for everything she has. It's not her fault that spent my early 20s doing drugs and sleeping around. It's her fault that I left my ex for someone else. It's her fault that I'm nothing more than a restaurant manager. Nothing is her fault. I shouldn't be thinking about this. I shouldn't feel insecure that my ex said she's the best I've ever had because she is and we weren't good for each other. I shouldn't feel insecure that the guys at work make jokes about her being tighter because they're right. She probably is. She hasn't slept with anyone else besides him and I've had a child and slept with multiple men. That isn't her fault either. None of this is her fault. They live in a beautiful penthouse and she was so considerate and kind to make a room for my daughter to have. She loves it over there. I think that's it. I can't help but feel so insecure and jealous when I see her like I said. I have a gut and an ugly scar from when I had my daughter. My arms are flabby, my body is sagging, and I'm short. She is perfectly skinny while having curves in all the right places and is tall. I refuse to let myself become that jealous ex who hates on the new wife for no reason woman. I hate those women. Romy doesn't deserve that. My daughter doesn't deserve that. It's my own fault because I left him while he was at his lowest for my own selfish needs and now he's doing so much better. Thank you for reading this far. I'm already on a waiting list for a therapist and I'm going to an AA meetings after work. So in the meantime please give any kinds of advice.